Mystic Mama. I am doing my video today outside to enjoy this beautiful weather that we're having. It's a blessing if you live up north. I hope you're enjoying the day as well. Today's video is going to be about self-love, self-healing, and self-confidence according to the horoscopes. So I'm going to get right started, and I'm starting with Aries. So I'm shuffling. Let's see what Aries has to say. My Aries, there is a need for you to love yourself more and enough to say no to people and situations that don't deserve that best part of you. You have to learn to sometimes take a step back and say, you know what, I can't do this. I can't fix everything. I can't save everybody, and I have to focus more on my inner self and me. Aries, you have to also embrace the beauty of changes. There's been things that you've gone through that have transformed you into who you are today, and you're much braver than what you give yourself credit for. You have a lot of caring, and you've been feeling really emotional. There's a lot of healing that needs to happen here. There's a lot of things that need to be dealt with that you keep suppressed, that you don't share with the world. You're going to be constantly changing. You're going to be constantly improving, and this is a transitional phase for you, Aries. Embrace it and don't be afraid of it. Understand that what you put out to the world, you will get back. Let's try to put out more positivity. Let's try to put more love for yourself. Appreciate yourself more and the things that you've done for you and for others. Leave the negativity at bay. Don't receive any negativity. If people call you with drama or try to give you drama, don't entertain it. Don't receive it. Right now, it's about just healing the parts of your inner self that need to be healed and to be dealt with. So, like I said, if you start your life with positivity, I can't talk today. If you start your life with positivity, continue your day with positivity. Know that what you put out there is what you're going to attract. And so if you're feeling it down in the dumps, people around you, the universe is going to perceive that. Love yourself, Aries. Give yourself a pat on the back. Hug yourself, because sometimes we all need that hug. And if we can't get it from somebody else, why not better than from your own self? And that's what I have for Aries at the moment. Now for Taurus, again, this is about love, self-confidence, self-healing. So this may resonate and it may not, but it's all good at the end of the day. So for my Tauruses, let's see what it says. My Tauruses, you have to practice more self-care with yourself. You have to be more thoughtful of your body and what your body is trying to tell you. You need to get some rest. There's been moments that you feel uneasy, you're not resting properly, and it's important to get that rest so that you can seize the day with a clear mind and good eyes, you know. Try to watch what you're putting into your body as well. Let's try to eat cleaner if possible. Let's try to switch up the diet a little bit. Let's try to pay attention to what we're consuming, that we're not consuming so many toxins into our body, Taurus. Excuse me. Understand, Taurus, at the same note, find yourself and see yourself as an inspiration to others. You've had a hard life. There's things that have been difficult for you. There's been situations that have been difficult for you that you have been able to overcome, and people perceive you as an inspiration. Embrace that. You know, you've gone through these experiences in life for a reason. Some may not be good, some may be, and sometimes you may question, why did I have to go through these certain things? It's not always bad, but there's always something valuable behind that. So embrace the fact that people perceive you as an inspiration to them. You know, don't be so hard on yourself sometimes and overcritical about yourself and nitpicking at yourself about the things that you feel that you could do more of, Taurus. You're a unique individual, and you're unique in your own self. Understand that sometimes, you know, the risks that you've taken and those chances that you've taken haven't all gone to shit. You know what I'm saying? Because of that, it's what makes you complete, what makes you whole. And this is a time for you to embrace that wholeness and embrace the individual that you are as well, Taurus. Sometimes life can be hard, and hell, you know, it's hard for everybody. I mean, I'm human. I go through my fair share of stuff myself. But it doesn't mean that we can't overcome it, and it doesn't mean that we're less of an individual or think less of ourselves because of that. You are a survivor, and you will continue to move up in this life. Just know that you are loved as well, Taurus. And I will move on now to Gemini. For my Geminis, here we go. Geminis, understand and appreciate your worth. You are so worthy of so many things, and sometimes you have a tendency to forget that. Sometimes you feel like there's certain things that you don't deserve or that you're just not worthy of receiving, but you are. There are things that you secretly desire that you wish others would do more for of you, and I know that could be a hard pill to swallow, but at the end of the day, as long as you do what you need to do and stand firm in who you are and what you believe in, you'll be okay. Know that sometimes, you know, you don't need to prove yourself to the world. You don't need to prove yourself to anybody. You know, you're an amazing individual. You're a person that puts your best foot forward. You would give the heart and your shirt and all those things if you can and if you could. Not everybody is deserving of that, but that's something that you learn, and you still are learning in time. You are a gift. So embrace the gift that you are. Embrace the blessing that you are, not only to yourself, but to others around you. You know, you lead your life with kindness and love, and it has like a domino effect on other people. People like to be around you. People enjoy the energy that you have to offer. They enjoy the positive vibes that are around you. People seek you for guidance and wisdom at times, and sometimes you feel like, I don't have all the answers, but just having just having comfort in listening to the words or just being there for certain people makes you so special and so different than others. You wouldn't even imagine. For my Geminis, you're so much stronger than what you perceive yourself to be. Understand that sometimes, you know, life has handed you your fair share of shit and it sucks. But you're so strong, and it just exudes out of yourself. And sometimes in situations, you have to remind yourself of that strength that you have within you, and remind yourself that you got this at the end of the day, and not all hope is lost. You need to focus on the things that are in front of you and stop focusing on things that are irrelevant to you at this point. But know that you carry that inner strength in you that exudes around everybody else, and people see it and people want it and people embrace it. You are a person of multiple hats, and you're able to juggle so many different things at one time, and that's just your nature. That's just who you are, Gemini. But understand that not only are you strong, you're worthy, and you are a gift to this world and to everyone around you. Lots of blessings to you, Gemini. My next one is Cancer. Shuffling. Okay, so for my Cancers, sometimes when it comes to matters of love, the heart, yourself especially, we haven't always made the right choices. You've made some pretty shitty choices. You've made some really good choices, especially when it comes to you, yourself, and I. But you've done your best, and you continue to do your best. You continue to push and strive. You have so much love to give, and you want to share it with everyone around you. You are just such a loving being and an individual. You know, understand that every day is a new day, and it gives you an opportunity to start off fresh. Learn to forgive yourself for some of your bad choices. Don't be so hard on yourself either, Cancer. Also realize that you are an inspiration, not only to yourself, but to those around you, whether you're a mother or father, whether you're a sister or brother or friend, whatever you may be. You have to learn to realize that. You welcome people into your life, and even though sometimes you can be a bit standoffish, you still embrace the people that you love eternally and dearly to your heart. And you would give so much to these individuals if you can, even if you're down to your last dime. But you inspire people because of your tenacity, because of the way you are, because of how, you know, gun-ho you are, and you keep pushing and moving forward, Cancer. Understand that you need to be more appreciative of yourself. You need to be more grateful of you. You need to dedicate time for you and focus more on yourself and not so much on others, because sometimes you tend to drain yourself focusing your energy on other individuals around you, particularly people that aren't deserving of your time and all this love that you have to offer. Choose to focus on things that are more important on yourself. Choose to focus on things that have to do with your body, your appearance. Get yourself cute, get yourself fixed up, push forward and stay positive, Cancer. You are so many things, and one of the things is you just radiate this love that just comes natural to you. Even if in your life you were dealt a bad hand and that love that you radiate to others wasn't the type of love that you received at one point or another, it doesn't mean that you don't have to live that same path, or you don't have to follow that same cycle. You beat to your own drum, Cancer, and it's a beautiful thing, and you need to embrace that more, okay? Now I'm going to move on to Leo. I had a moment. Sorry, guys. I was like, wait a minute. Got to keep them in order. I try to keep them in order, like, you know, it's my OCD. Anyways. I'm shuffling. Let's see what it says. It's for my Leos. It's interesting. So, Leos, you need to trust yourself more. For whatever reason, sometimes you have this cloud of self-doubt around yourself, and you need to be more trusting of yourself. You need to know that you have it in you to make the right choices and go down the right path. Looking back on the things that you've dealt with, looking back on the things that you've struggled with, you have to realize and see how far you've come from that and where you are standing firmly now. You know, you're still thriving, you're still here. You've ended up a better individual, a stronger individual, and even smarter. Even though sometimes you may not feel like that all the time, but you have, and you need to really recognize that. You really need to hone that in. You've proven to yourself that you can do it and you can make it. And you've done it over time and time again. And even though you may not see it that way, the universe, the spirits see it in that way. And you need to embrace that more. You are super compassionate, and it's just not to others, but you need to be more compassionate to yourself, Leo. Show some compassion for yourself. Forgive yourself for the times that you have may let yourself down, and forgive others for the same reason too. You know, you've had these expectations and you've been let down a lot by other individuals also, and you need to learn to forgive them and forgive yourself, because you beat yourself up so much, and you need to practice forgiveness for you and forgiveness of others, so that you can close chapters and move on. Everyone's doing the best that they can do, and you are doing the best that you can. So understand that you have the tools at your disposal. It's just a matter of using those tools in the right way, so that you're able to build yourself and learn these necessities, especially when it comes to forgiveness. There's some things that where you need to find peace within yourself, and this is a part of that process. Leo, understand, like I said, for Cancer, this came out for you as well, and it's about being worthy, and it's about being knowing your worth, knowing that you will receive the things that you need and want out of life, and know that you're worthy of the things. You are worthy of love. You are worthy of trust. You are worthy of friends. You are worthy of so many things, and that's something you need to acknowledge more on a day-to-day basis. Those are things that you need to recognize, Leo. Know that you have self-worth. Know that you are worthy of all these things and deserving of these things as well. You're a great individual. Don't let other people make you feel different, okay, Leo? And I think I said that for Cancer. It might have been Gemini. I'm not sure, but it came out again, but it was for Leo. Now I'm going to move on to Virgo. Let me just mix it up and see what it has to say for my Virgos. Again, this is all about self-love, self-confidence, finding peace within your heart and within yourself. At the end of the, oh my God, I can't talk today. I keep like slipping up on my words. What in the world? At the end of this video, I do want to share some recommendations for stones, if those are things that you or anyone are interested in, that can help with these topics and points that have been brought up in this reading. But moving quite along, I am doing my Virgos now. A lot of self-worth, people. A lot of self-worth has been coming up for these for the horoscopes today. Okay, I shuffled. All right, so my Virgos, you're super focused. You're focused on achieving the goals, and you're the person that takes the initiative and makes it happen. But you need to take time to deal with your own personal dreams and your own personal goals. You're the go-to person for everybody else. But what about you? Who do you go to? Who do you run to when there's things that you want to accomplish and things that you want to do? You have this great visual, you have this great perception, blah, blah, blah. Oh my God. You have this great perception of things, and you know, you have to learn to see things through different eyes. Sometimes, you know, you get one-sided and one-tracked, and you just want to see things boom, boom, boom for what they are. But there's a lot more around you that sometimes you tend to overlook. And one of the biggest things you overlook is yourself. And it's time for you to pay attention and focus all that energy and harness it within yourself. It's time for you to do things for you and do the things that make you happy, Virgo. Can't make everybody happy, and you know, sometimes we have a tendency to try to, but guess what? It's not always that way. But you got to make yourself happy and put yourself first. That's really important, my Virgos. Understand that there's been things that you question. There's been moments where you're deep in your head, you're deep in your thoughts. You know, you have created a beautiful path for yourself, and you need to continue on this path. You know, there's been things that you visioned, that you've dreamt of, that you thought were never going to happen. And look, they're happening. Things are unfolding. Things are just manifesting right in front of you. You know, learn to grasp that and to run with that and embrace that those are things that you created by your own sweat, blood, and tears. The sacrifices that you made to get to where you are today. And you need to give yourself more credit for those things. You know, continue to strive. Keep striving. Keep thinking about the things that you still want to pursue. If you're done with that phase of your life, be ready to move on to the next phase. But you have to give yourself credit for all the hard work that you've done up until this point. You know, you may not get the recognition from others, but recognize it for yourself, Virgo. And like I said for the other signs, you know, appreciate your self-worth. Appreciate that you are worthy of being in a happy relationship. Appreciate that you are worthy of finding happiness. Appreciate and know that you're worthy of so many things. You are entitled to that as a human being, whether you're male, female, whatever's clever. You are entitled to that, and you need to embrace that self-worth. You need to embrace that for yourself so that you can move forward as well, Virgo. So now I'm gonna go into my Libras. Let's see what it has to say for Libras. Okay. Excuse me. Okay. So for my Libras, show more appreciation to your surroundings. Be appreciative of the sun, the light, the breath that you take every morning. Try to practice more appreciation and embracing those things. See the beauty in these things. See the beauty in yourself. You know, get up and be affirmative to yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror and say, I am beautiful. I am worthy. I am everything that I need to be. I am an amazing individual. I am aware. I'm aware of the things around me. I'm aware of this life that I've been given. And sometimes it's not the best life. Sometimes it's not the easiest, but I am beautiful, and I embrace that. I want to experience life, not in a shell, not in a bubble, but I want to go out there and be and feel the dirt, feel the breeze on my face. Love yourself, enjoy yourself, pick yourself up, do the things that you need to do that's going to make you feel better about yourself. Even if you got to put sticky notes on a mirror and just affirm to yourself the beauty that is you. You know, if you got to affirm to yourself that you're strong, you need to do that. Please do that. You know, Libra, pay attention with a lot of the things that you've been consuming as well. You know, let's try to practice eating better. I would even recommend maybe doing some type of cleansing internally to kind of get rid of toxins. There's a lot of things going on with your health that sometimes beats you up and makes you feel down. Understand that It's a temporary thing, and you can fix it and you can change it if you put your best foot forward. Libra, know that there's things that you want to achieve, and it's not so far away. You can achieve these goals. You have achieved so much up until this point. You just need that extra push from time to time. The world may not give you the push that you seek, but it doesn't mean that you can't push yourself and be your biggest cheerleader. You got this at the end of the day, Libras. Be aware that, you know, practicing forgiveness as well is important. It's time for you to mend some wounds that haven't healed completely. Yes, sometimes it leaves scars behind and it reminds us of those bad times, those bad memories. But you have to practice to learn to forgive as well. You have to be forgiving so that you can find some peace and balance in your life. You know, you need some closure. There's chapters that need to be closed in your life. And one way to start is by practicing forgiveness to yourself and forgiveness to others. Don't be so hard on yourself for bad decisions that you made in your past. And honestly, even if you don't talk to the people anymore, even if you speak to the universe and say, you know what, I forgive you, and that's it. That's all you have to say. Learn to let things go. Maybe it's time to do a ceremony and just light a fire and just write all these things down that hurt you, that made you bitter and angry, and set them free. But Libra, you're an amazing individual, and you need to embrace the beauty that is you. Okay? And if nobody told you that, at least I am. All right, now, Scorpio. We are in the season of Scorpio. Let's see what it has to say for Scorpio. My Scorpios. Scorpio, sometimes the mood can be fluctuating. Moods can fluctuate, but they're never permanent. At least you don't have to have them permanent. Allow yourself to feel your feelings. Allow yourself to embrace the feelings that you feel. Try to learn to refocus your thoughts into more positive thoughts. And don't be so judgy of yourself for being who you are. Don't judge yourself so much. Don't be so overcritical of yourself. You're doing the best that you can, and with the things that you're given. So don't be so judgy to yourself. Stop beating yourself up too. Like, we're just constantly beating on ourselves. Like, you need to stop. Understand that sometimes, you know, just because we may show a sense of vulnerability to others or to ourselves, it doesn't mean that you're weak. It just means that you're open, and that you're more daring to express and show how you really feel. You know, you've been walking around with these burdens in silence, and you sometimes suffer in silence as well. You suffer sometimes from sadness, depression, anxiety, and you need to know and understand that these are all feelings and things that we have, but we don't need to carry them around forever. Learn to speak your truth, even if it's, you know, we can come off abrasive, but learn to speak your truth more in a loving nature so that people can really hear you and see you for who you really are. You know, you have a tendency to kind of put up a wall to the world that everything is okay, and deep down inside, you and I both know it's not. And that doesn't make you weak or less of a person. It just means that you just need a little helping hand. You need a little push, a little, hey, you're okay. Know your self-worth and appreciate yourself. You're worthy of being here, and you're worthy to be on this earth. Even though sometimes it's hard and we have a hard time trying to find our path or trying to figure out what our purpose in this life, you have a purpose. Whatever purpose that may be, you have one, and you need to learn to embrace your purpose and be okay with that. All these feelings, all these moods, all these changes are only temporary. It's time for you to come out of your shell. It's time to dust off all these dusty feelings that you're feeling and let them go. It's time for you to say to yourself, I love me, and I love me for who I am. And if others can't accept that, I'm okay with that too. Sometimes it's easier said than done, and I get it. Trust me. But it doesn't mean all hope is lost. You know, take it one day at a time. Baby steps, you know what I'm saying? Things are going to be all right, Scorpios. I truly believe that. Now on to Sagittarius. My Sagittarius, release yourself of the thoughts and feelings that you feel that have held you back. Any guilt, shame, embarrassment, and self-doubt, any fear that you harbor, it's time to release it. It's time to set yourself free. It's time to set yourself free from this emotional bondage that you've created. And it's time to let all these things go. Understand that there are always obstacles in life. Some can appear bigger, some can appear smaller. But know that despite of all these obstacles, not only are you able to achieve it, you're able to do it with such finesse that even people sometimes look at you like, how the hell do you pull that off? You know, you have everything you need in your life. And sometimes, despite of all those things that you have, you still feel that you're lacking. You still feel that you're missing certain things. You try to be the most helpful and loving person the best way you know how, even though at times you think back about your life and feel that not everybody was like that towards you. You still try to exude that to others. Sometimes there's this deep sense of need and want, where you feel needy, where you want that love of a nurturing feel from a mother or a father, from a parental figure, and it's not there. And a way to replace that void is to show love and attention to others around you. Release all of that anger, all that bitterness, all that just nasty negativity that you keep harbored up inside, to find peace, and so that you're able to move on fully as well. You know, Sagittarius sometimes can be abrasive with their mouths. I'm not saying just Sagittarius is, all the other ones do it too, but we're speaking about them in particular. You know, you try to communicate yourself with others and others seem to misunderstand you. Sometimes others get this perception of you that you could be super self-indulged and just super egotistical. But the truth is that you have such a loving, nurturing way to yourself that you don't expose to the world. And one of the things that needs to be exposed is the love that you have for yourself. And I don't mean it like in an egotistical way, but I mean that you need to appreciate and love yourself and value yourself more and who you are as an individual. You know, because once you start to do that, it's going to be easier for you to love others the same way you love yourself. Give yourself a hug, my Sagittariuses, and it's going to be okay. Pat yourself in the back. You're so strong and you've overcome so many things, and it's just up from here. You know, it's just moving up from here. You got this at the end of the day. I'm sure of it. I'm faithful of it. You know, keep doing it. You rock. Okay, let's see. We are at Capricorn. Shuffle. I know it's so quiet. It's so pretty out. I'm loving it. All right. No, there we go. Done shuffling. Okay, so my Capricorns. Capricorn, sometimes you could be a bit of an introvert at times. It's not always, but sometimes you like to be to yourself. You like to stay into your bubble. And that's where a lot of the head spinning starts. You know, sometimes you feel like you don't have things in common with other people, but in reality, you have so much more in common than you think. You know, it's time for you to come out your shell, and it's time for you to focus and face the world. It's time for you to be connected and build connections. You need a social scene. You need to be more involved socially. You need to get out there more, because it's going to help you mentally, so that you're not home just festering and thinking about all the negative that's been going on in your life. It's time for you to get out there and see more of the positive that life has to offer. You know, Capricorn, you struggle a lot. You struggle a lot emotionally. You struggle a lot mentally. You're a person that sometimes doesn't like to talk about it all the time because you don't want to be a burden to others, or you feel like you're burdening other people. Understand that the people that are around you that really give a crap about you, that give a shit, they're there and they're ready and open to listen. May not mean that you need advice. Maybe you just need someone to hear you out. And they're there, and they're there to hear you out, and they're there to wipe the tears off your face, to give you that hug that you need. Sometimes you feel like you're surrounded by so many people and you just feel this utter alone feeling, and you're not. You know, there's so many things around you, and it's just a matter of you opening up your eyes and seeing it for yourself. See yourself the way others see you. You have an amazing energy to you, and you're so blessed, and you need to really start embracing that. It's really time for you to say, you know what? I'm all right. I could do this. I'm good. I'm not all these things that my mind likes to play tricks on me with and make me feel a certain type of way. You know, I'm ready for the change. I'm ready to change. I'm ready to make the changes necessary within myself so that I can see the growth, so that I can benefit from what life has to offer. I'm ready to release these emotional feelings that I've been suppressing for such a long time. I'm ready to move on. I'm ready to forgive. I'm ready to love myself more. I'm ready to cater to my personal needs more and stop putting myself on the back burner. It's time for me to focus on me. You hear me, Capricorn? You're going to be good too. I believe it. Trust me. Okay, we are moving on to my Aquarius. Let's see. Okay. My Aquarius says, it is time for you to take control of your happiness. It is time for you to take the reins back and do what makes you happy. You can't focus your happiness on what others do or what others think of you. And you don't need to be at the mercy of the things you can't control. But what you can do is you decide ultimately what's going to make you happy. You decide ultimately where your happiness is and what it is that's going to make you happy. Learn that sometimes happiness doesn't come from monetary. Learn that sometimes happiness may not come from other people. But the most important thing in this is that you have to learn to be happy with yourself and give yourself more credit and more love to yourself too. In the meantime, once that's sorted out, happiness and the happiness that you seek will find you. But you have to be happy within your interior, the part that nobody sees, that part that everybody keeps quiet, that keeps it over a veil. Lift the veil, cry if you need to cry, deal with what you need to deal with, and be truly happy. Be grateful, be appreciative, recognize the blessings that are around you, even though sometimes you feel like there's really nothing there for you. Understand that, you know, there are moments where negative thoughts cross your mind and you ask yourself, why am I even here? Why am I even bothering with anything or anybody at this point? You're needed and you're wanted and you are loved. This world would not be the way it is without you in it, whether you like to believe that or not. Understand that your worth is so valuable to everybody, and you don't have to go through these struggles. You don't have to go through these negative thoughts by yourself. Help is around the corner, whether you just call a counseling line or meet up with a friend, an old friend, or talk to a family member. And if you feel you don't have any of that, go somewhere and just let it out. Scream, cry, do what you got to do. But you need to release these feelings that you've been harboring as well, because it's been festering for a while, and it makes you feel almost indecisive at times about what your real existence is in this life. Understand whether you have kids or you don't, if you got a pet or you don't, if you're all by yourself, whatever that may be, your existence is necessary in this life. Make your presence known to the world that here I am and this is who the fuck I am, and embrace that. Love yourself, fix yourself, put up your self-esteem. Stop being so hard on yourself. Stop punching yourself, beating yourself up for all your fuck-ups. Nobody's perfect and nobody's expecting perfection from you. Own it, learn from it, and move on. But you got this. You definitely got this. My Aquarius says, give yourself a hug too. I know I'm being super mushy on these reads, but it's just what it's been hitting for. My spirit, you know, pushed me to do this type of reading, so that's what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just gotta listen to the call. I'm gonna move into, lastly, my Pisces. My Pisces. My Pisces, honor your life. Honor your life by letting go. Dance, sing, feel full, feel the joyful energy. Be true to yourself when you're having fun. Feel alive again. Pisces, stop just existing. It's time for you to live again. It's time for you to get out there and do your damn thing. It's time for you to put some music on and start shaking your body around. It's time for you to start really embracing life for what it has to offer you, Pisces. It's time for you to just let go of all this harboring nonsense that's been festering and just taking advantage of you. And it's time to just release yourself of all of that. Take a leap of faith. Don't be so scared about trying new things. Don't be so scared about, you know, what if this, no, stop being so afraid and live. Allow yourself to live. Believe in yourself. Believe that you can accomplish anything that you put your mind to. I sound super cliche, but it is the damn truth. When you put all your heart's desires into actions, you're gonna see all these things just evolving for you. You know, once you really say to yourself, I'm not gonna keep existing, I'm gonna do what I need to do, I'm gonna live my life, and I'm gonna live my life according to the way I want to live it. I don't want to live my life under nobody else's rules. You're gonna feel so much more better. You're gonna feel so liberated. Free yourself of all these things. Know that you're just so unique, and you're unique to other people. And you know, it's time for you to take those risks and not be afraid. It's time for you to say, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna go skinny dipping. Fuck it, I'm gonna try this. It's time for you to just be on some, you know what, I'm gonna live my best life. And some people may agree with it and some people may not, but guess what, I'm gonna live my best life. I'm done living this boring ass life, and I'm miserable, and it's always routine, and it's always this, and it's always that. Enough already. Let your hair out, brush your hair, do whatever it is you got to do, and put yourself out to the world. You are so blessed beyond measures. You have no idea. It's just time for you to hone into it and just say, this is me and I'm out here. What? You got a problem? You know what I'm saying? So before I conclude, I did mention that I wanted to give some quick recommendations on stones that I feel that are good, and this goes for any of the signs that I said. I think they're really good, something to think about. One of the stones that I recommend is rose quartz. Rose quartz is great to deal with healing and emotional pain. It helps to learn how to forgive. It also helps you feel worthy of self-love and love in general. It opens up your heart chakra to allow you to feel compassion, not only for yourself, but to others as well. And that's rose quartz. Another stone that I like is citrine or citrine. It improves self-esteem. It's good for self-confidence. It opens up the solar plexus chakra, and it detoxifies negative energy. It's an encouraging stone. It gives more of a positive state of mind for an individual. You can meditate with it and focus on things that you want, whether if it's joy, you know, reducing stress, not being so sensitive to criticism or people that maybe you feel are criticizing you. Clear quartz is another great stone. It directs the energies and it enhances the energies of other crystals as well. It brings clarity and it keeps your energy and your aura bright and super, super strong. Another stone that I like is amethyst. Amethyst deeply cleanses and it purifies negative energy. Just a good stone overall to have. And now all these stones, you can have them together. You can keep them separate. That's whatever you're comfortable with. You could keep it in your pocket. Maybe if you want to keep it near your heart or by your solar plexus. That's all up to you. One of the last stones that I really like too is smoky quartz. Smoky quartz is super good because it absorbs negative energies from around you, or those that are created by your own negative thoughts and thought patterns. It's super grounding, and it also serves as a protection stone as well. All these stones are super cool, super great. I'm sure you could find them in any local shop that sells crystals and stones. I wanted to recommend these stones based on the read that I gave for all the horoscope signs. You could get the rose, or you could get all of them. It's up to you, but I think that those are super helpful tidbits for anybody that's dealing, struggling, or just needs just something to kind of keep them at peace and keep them at bay. I hope this was super helpful for everybody, and I hope everybody enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching me. Please like, subscribe, and share. That would be super cool. And I just want to say I love everyone, and I love everyone for supporting me and watching me. I'm very grateful of that. And stay tuned for next time. Thank you so much again. Love, light, and peace, everybody. This is Mystic Mama saying peace out. Love ya. Take care. Bye.